Hi, everyone. My name is Gabe, and thank you for listening to me share. I just wanted to share something that happened that started last July. So it's been about 8-9 months. I injured my shoulder, and it was a shoulder injury. I don't know how it happened. I think I was doing some pull-ups, but something happened. Didn't think a big deal about it. Just kept going about my normal business. But I found out that over the course of the next several weeks and months, it was progressively getting worse. I was actually fearful that I might have torn a tendon or some ligaments. So I actually forced myself to make an appointment and go see a doctor, which I never do. That's something, if I'm seeing a doctor, it's pretty bad. So I went in there. Doctor said, "Oh, you just have tendonitis." So I was like, great, that's great news. He told me to rest for a month, ice, ibuprofen 3 times a day for 2 weeks, 800 milligrams, which is ridiculous. And he assigned me to physical therapy. So I took half of his advice. I did occasional ice here and there, ibuprofen whenever I felt like I wanted to take it. And I continued with my workout routine about 4 to 5 times a week. So anyhow, fast forward weeks, months, nothing was going away. It was progressively getting worse. It came to a point where I literally, I had trouble putting on my t-shirt. I couldn't put the seatbelt on, even shaking somebody's hand. I couldn't do that. At that point, I realized I needed to shut it down completely, and I just stopped. Nothing was getting better, and everything seemed to peak last weekend as far as the pain. And there was a point at last Sunday where I was just sitting right there and just holding onto my shoulder, and I was squeezing it and rubbing it. I was trying to massage it, make it feel better in any way, because there was pain. That same day, the Coe family was coming over. We were going to share a lunch over at our house, and they came over. We enjoyed some good food, great company. What I didn't realize is that God had something far greater planned than just food. So right before they left, Priyanthi yells out, "We're going to pray for your shoulder." And my eyes just popped open, and I looked at her, and I don't like that type of attention on me. My thing is, we just go ahead and we handle it. We deal with the pain, and it'll get better at some point, maybe 20, 30 years down the line, but we'll survive, right? And that's my pride. That's my ego. God's working with me on that. That's another testimony some other day. But the Coe family ended up putting their hands on my shoulder and praying in the Spirit. And I felt that. And Zephi prayed that may God use my shoulder for his purpose. And she claimed ownership of my shoulder to him. And they finished praying. They left. I went about my daily activities, went to bed that night, woke up, and it was a complete 180-degree difference. Shoulder was significantly better. It was amazing. And I even went into the gym that Monday evening. But I realized through this process, it really wasn't about my shoulder, and it wasn't about my injury. It wasn't about dealing with working through an injury or the recovery of it. It was a process of getting closer to God and him giving me an opportunity to get closer to him. And even in my doubt, he was still there. As Shannon prayed earlier, God is here even through my doubt. He was there in that home when we were praying in the Spirit. This also gave me an opportunity to, I believe that God presented this to share to others, to my circle, including people at the gym. Yesterday, I was there, and I was having a conversation with one of our trainers and on health and wellness, and he was telling me about kinesiology and if I've taken this course in kinesiology and how there's 7 aspects to health and wellness and financial, career, spirituality, and the way I interpreted that as spirituality is like 1/7 of the pie, and it really gave me an opportunity to share where I stand with my faith. And now Will, the trainer, is in my prayers, going to focus on him. Same thing with my workout partners. It's going to be a discussion. Rajiv, good friend of mine, he always said, well, back in the day, he said 0 and 1, right? There's 0 and then 1, absolute. There's no middle ground with God. You're either on ground with God or you're not. And I realize I need to be 1 and absolute. Thank you so much. Praise God.